Chapter 2. Tower, this is the Lulu Bell coming into Repair Bay A4, Captain Skeeter Lulu Bell Man announced cheerfully. I need clearance of all incoming traffic. Oh, and you better put the bumpers out, boys. My thrusters are being a pain in the bunny butt right now. Frog, how are you doing on the repairs, sweetheart? 2 minutes, Skeeter. I need at least 2 more minutes, the voice behind her frantically yelled. Skeeter ignored the coarse curses coming over the system from the tower. She was used to them by now. She didn't know if it was protocol for all spaceport towers to use such language. She'd have to ask Bulldog, her adopted father, the next time she talked to him. She was still learning all the technical talk since he let her take over as captain of the Lulu Bell. So far, it seemed to be the norm at all the spaceports she had delivered to. Captain, I have the rear thrusters working, the high-pitched voice of her co-pilot responded. And my name is Frogget, not Frog. How many times do I have to tell you that? The green, yellow, and black creature growled as he jumped into the chair next to her. Skeeter laughed in delight at the slightly exasperated tone of her new co-pilot. She had picked up the medium-sized amphibian creature on the Gallus spaceport at the last minute. She didn't care what he said his name was. He looked just like the frogs in the picture vidcoms that Bulldog had given her as a child. She had fallen in love with Frog's big eyes and long, sticky tongue. He could pick things off the wall from almost 10 feet away. It was the coolest thing she had ever seen. Well, until he got stuck that one time. He still hadn't forgiven her for that. How was she supposed to know that the antique paper she had picked up and hung from the ceiling was stickier than his tongue? She loved how it curled around like a streamer, and she thought all the little black flying creatures on it were neat. The only disappointment she had discovered about her new friend and co-pilot was that he didn't turn into a handsome prince when she had kissed him one night. Skeeter sighed heavily when she remembered her disappointment. She had been sure he would change, as he had looked like all the frogs in the old books. Instead, he had shuddered and made her promise to never try to kiss him again. Thanks, Frogget, Skeeter replied. Tower, never mind about the bumpers. Frog got the rear thrusters working, so I'll come in backwards. Lulu Bell, this is Tower 1. Please hold formation while traffic is cleared from the area, a warm voice replied. Oh dear, sorry about that, Skeeter whispered, as she turned her short-range Class 4 Trident freighter at the last minute so that she could back in between 2 larger long-range ships that were docked in the repair bays next to the one she had been given. The sound of metal on metal echoed through the small freighter briefly as it scraped the side of one of the larger ships as she tucked herself between them. Tower, never mind about clearing the traffic. I was able to dock. Confirmed. Locks have been engaged, Lulu Bell, and the connection duct has sealed to the rear access door, the tower replied. Welcome to Newport Space Station. I'll warn everyone you have arrived. Thank you, Artemis, Skeeter replied warmly. How is Tyla doing? Her hair is almost back to normal since your last visit. I like it blue, by the way, so please leave it that way. I'll warn my mate you have docked and will be stopping by to visit. Oh, and Skeeter, Artemis, the tower controller replied with a hint of laughter in his voice. Governor Arosa asks that you try to avoid level 2 while you are here. You know it wasn't my fault that Bulldog went nuts, Skeeter complained, as she went through the procedure of shutting down the engines. Lucas should have known better than to try to hire me to deal with illegal transport. I could have been in trouble with the Confederation if it hadn't been for Daddy telling me what Lucas was up to. How is he, by the way? Lucas just got out of rehab, Artemis replied dryly. They had a hard time regrowing his missing fingers. A very unusual problem, considering his species. Skeeter winced. Lucas was an octoply, a species that had 4 arms, 4 legs, and a dozen fingers on each hand. Her dad, Bulldog, had removed 4 of them on each hand when he found out Lucas had tried to use Skeeter for some unauthorized deliveries. Granted, Lucas had offered her a lot of credits to do it, but she could have been in big trouble if the Confederation boarded her small freighter.
to keep listening to this audiobook. I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.